Heyo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny5 Alive here, and welcome back to another Coaster Spotlight Contest Edition. Today we have an excellent adventure, so stay tuned and let's check it out. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. All right, welcome back, everyone. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. We're gonna jump right on into things. Today's submission is an excellent adventure in space and time, created by McArse. And here he says, in an epic battle of time-traveling phone booths, Bill S. Preston Esquire and Ted Theodore Logan are borrowing historical figures throughout history for their school project, and the Doctor has to get them back before all time and space unravels. Whose booth is best? Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. How's the theme song go? Let's find out. Excellent Adventure. It's outrageous, so bodacious. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. Okay, let's get into it. Here we are. Excellent. Got some phone booths. I do not remember this movie at all, but I do remember that I did see it when I was really, really young. And it's also a TV show as well. Doctor Who. I love the signs. The fonts are great. Choose your booth. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Well, I guess we should start with Bill and Ted, eh? Ooh. Crazy. Ah, classroom. What a great queue. Was there some custom images that I was supposed to download? Never mentioned anything. Well, hopefully it's not too important. Oh, look at this little Kmart. Cool. Totally tubular, dude. We have a launch drive tire. Pretty crazy stats on this one. Oh my goodness. Let's get on the Bill and Ted coaster before it takes off without us. What were the ride preferences? 12 p.m. midday. Both coasters, best view and chase. Okay, so he wants us to go and chase. Interesting. And actually, this is something... Actually, I'll mention it after. Totally tubular, dude. All right. He asked me to go down the exit, so we're gonna do that. So I wanted to bring up something here. Hat's fantastic, just a memento. Okay. What she said. I wanted to bring up something because at the time of this recording, I had just finished reading all the feedback for the very first episode. So as of right now, the first episode has just gone live. Well, not just, but it's been live for a little while. And there were a bunch of comments on the very first submission of the contest. So I was able to read through your guys' comments to see if there was anything that came up in terms of feedback that I could carry forward through the rest of the contest. A couple things that stood out. Somebody mentioned maybe riding in the back of the seat would be a little bit helpful. Okay, so we are missing files. They're just pictures of people, though. That's too bad. Something you might want to mention in your description is if you have custom files, you should tell me to download them. Because sometimes I do, like when I subscribe to everything, I'm not always checking to see if there's custom media files. But that is a note I'll make to myself, and I will double check for custom media files when I subscribe to the brackets. What I was saying is I got some feedback. Somebody was saying riding at the back of the seat might help better for seeing those dueling aspects. And then I think it was Combat Wombat said it wouldn't hurt to do cinematic on these coasters as well so that we can actually see the dueling aspects. So it seems like the majority of the concerns is making sure we see those dueling aspects as much as possible. Here's a look at the stats on this coaster. Hopefully so far I've done a good job of giving a variety of perspectives and views. I think I have. Maybe some episodes better than others, but I'll keep an open mind going forward to ensure that we see these perspectives. However, the creator gets to say their ride preference, and much like this coaster here, they suggested we do chase view. And I do think chase view turned out to be a really good view for seeing these coasters dueling. So, enough out of me, let's get on the coaster. Awesome. Totally tubular, man. All right, we'll go down the exit here. And there it is. So, as you can see from the coaster stats, the G-forces are pretty crazy. And again, for all the builders, the new builders, just keep an eye on your heat maps. Wherever your vertical, where it's getting really dark purple, you might want to open up those inversions a bit more, or ease the speed, or gradually, like maybe that doesn't need to dip down nearly as much, but more gradual. And wherever it's purple, you're just gonna have to smooth it out. Keep an eye on your speeds. Definitely pretty crazy stats on both of these coasters, getting up to 9 G-forces. It's pretty crazy. 5 lateral G-forces, really crazy. So this ride, even though the guests are riding it, it would probably kill you in real life. So I think the coasters, they need help themselves, but the experience was fun. And in terms of the dueling aspects, especially being in the chase view, and you know, you had some really good elements. I think at one point we were like doing a corkscrew around the other coaster. Look at that, super cool. I definitely think the dueling elements are the strongest throughout this bracket so far. The theming definitely jam-packed the queue. You did a lot of fun stuff out front. You did a lot of fun stuff with the queue. I think you sold, like, it's pretty hard to do time travel. It's also pretty hard to pick something that's like Bill and Ted. We could definitely see a difference between the Doctor Who police and like the time police, and then Bill and Ted just wreaking havoc on everything. The queues for both of them were phenomenal. I think the areas of which times they traveled into, it was like a little bit hard to appreciate or notice while we were on the coasters. I was like, maybe we were too high up. We didn't come down low enough. Between, you know, the different areas, I do feel like it was lacking a little bit in the theming, or at least visually noticeable. Going through this medieval stuff, we did see a castle and stuff. We did see a little bit. I don't know. For me, it just didn't stand out that much. With this area, it was just trees and dinosaurs. So I guess they went back to the prehistoric time. I don't know how you could have done that better. I think just creating more depth would have been better. So the coaster's going down lower, being more submerged in the environment, letting the coaster kind of ride into the ground a little bit, like even hide the track. so that we're kind of going through this western town at some point. I just had a hard time paying attention to the visuals, and it just felt like more like we're a coaster in the sky above some stuff. With that said, I feel like the theming is there, but because we didn't notice it, it felt lacking. And looking at it closer from a bird's eye view, it doesn't scream western over here. It does, but it's not like bustling. Same with fantasy over here and prehistoric. So I do think the themes could have been pushed further, but I think the effort is definitely there, and it's definitely a strong effort for a builder bracket. And like I mentioned, I do think the dueling elements were superb. Throughout all three of these sections, the coasters were interacting in some crazy way. They also did diverge off into their own like time travel portals, and they were both different in their own way. Yeah, so I think it's a pretty strong submission. Definitely out of what we've seen so far, it would probably for me be like in the top 2 so far, but it's a huge bracket, tons of competition, so we'll see where it ends up landing. What did you guys think of the excellent adventure in time and space created by McArse? Leave your comments down below for McArse's creation here. And yeah, that's gonna do it for me in today's video. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next submission. Bye now.